Welcome to another episode of Titanium Man Garage. And today we're going to be going over installing a carb, what to look for. I've had quite a few subscribers ask about, why is it bogging out? Why won't it start after I installed the carb? Just a bunch of different things. I've been working on this thing, and I found a couple things wrong with it. For starters, let's start what to look for after you've installed the new carb. So if you haven't, make sure you take off your rubber boots for shipping. Also, every time you put on a new carb, the throttle cable and the choke cable aren't quite adjusted for that carb just because it was on the other carb. So I installed this carb and look where the throttle safety coil switch is. Well, it's not going to fire like that. I've actually had subscribers ask, hey, I installed the carb, now it won't fire. There should be a gap in there right here. So I adjust this until it separates. It should be like that. Just so there's a little play in thumb throttle. There you go. And that's separated. Another thing is the choke cable. All right, look at that. That's actually worn out right here. The cable's stretched. I can usually pull it and then it won't go back in, or it's really sloppy. This one on the carb, what I did was some of these throttle cables have adjusters in the center. This one doesn't. So what I did was I backed off that threaded part. I threaded out the cable a little bit. I took out the slack in the cable. Another thing is, let me start this thing up for you. It's my jump pack beeping. Fire it up. It's idling pretty decent. Might have to adjust that up a little bit. If I give it throttle, about half throttle it wants to die. Well, not even. Let's try that again. I got it running. If I pull the choke out, let's die. Get the choke pushed in. Half throttle, I have to ease into it. I'm all the way out. I want to die. That carb boot right here, carb intake boot, actually looks fairly decent. Watch what happens when I shoot a little carb spray at it. See, it just died. You saw it spit out there. So even though the rest of the carb boot looks good, it's not cracked, it is warped. And it's sucking in air from the cylinder to the carb boot. Another thing was this was leaking and the fuel pump was shot. So I replaced the fuel pump. This was leaking. That could suck in air also, because I was actually having fuel delivery issues. So I replaced the fuel shutoff, the fuel pump, fuel lines, because the lines were dirty. So now I'm going to take that intake boot off and replace it. Because like I said, just by looking at it, you wouldn't know it was bad. But it spit out right here. It's sucking in air. More air, not enough fuel. It's going to want to die. That's why a lot of times some of you guys say it only runs when you pull the choke out. Well, some people think if you're pulling the choke, you're adding more air. Well, on these CV carbs, it's actually the opposite way around. You pull the choke and you're dumping more fuel into the carb. So that's going to be my project for the day. I'm going to take that out, take the carb boot out, replace it, put it back in, and this should run like a champ. So here are a couple of my quick tips for the day. Hope you enjoyed this video. Hope that answers some of your questions. I've actually been getting hit up quite a bit lately about the carburetors. Also, one other thing I want to go over is the first time I installed this carb, I just hooked up the old fuel lines, not really thinking. Put it all together, bogged out immediately. Pulled the carb out. I had to clean it out because little black chunks of the fuel line were going through the line into the carb and plugged the jet. See all that crap? I was testing my fuel pump and I had the line disconnected and all that dirt came out of the lines. So that's why I replaced them. Now think about that. If all that crap got in your carb, what's that going to do? It's going to plug up your jet. So there you have it, folks. My overview on carb installation and what to look for. Hope you liked the video. And like always, till next time.